Everybody, welcome Ramblin' Jack Elliot. Welcome Ramblin' Jack Elliot. This is the third attempt at writing poetry. The first time I wrote a poem was for my high school magazine. I submitted it to the magazine, but they thought it was not good enough or not safe enough to put it in ink because it had some very bad language, which was an expression I used where I said something about they went like a bat out of hell. And the editor thought that was too wild and crazy and immoral, so it never made print. But the second poem I wrote was about a Shetland pony that a neighbor of mine had. And he was a rancher from up around Oregon, came down and got a little ranch near where I live in California. And he had a little boy, and the little boy had a little Shetland pony. And one day the pony ran off with the kid, and he wasn't hurt. He might have fallen off, but there was no harm done. But the old man, the daddy, was pretty upset about it, and he thought, he's going to teach that pony a lesson. So he got on. He needed roller skates. I mean, I think his both feet were on the ground to straddle that little pony. But the pony bucked him off. And I wrote a poem about that. He was so upset that he took the pony to the sale to have made into dog food. And that got to me, and I wrote this little poem about it where I thought they shouldn't have made him into dog food. They should have given him Bucking Horse of the Year. But that never got printed. And then I wrote this one after my friend John Perry Barlow died. And John Perry was a rancher in western Wyoming. He grew up on an old one of the original cattle ranches in Sublette County. And Sublette County was the least populated county in Wyoming. And this was the historical ranch where John Perry grew up. And he was learning the business of raising beef and trying to make a living out of it. And they never could make much money out of it, but he ended up writing songs for the Grateful Dead and did quite well doing that. So that's who John Perry Barlow was. And when he passed away, I wrote this little poem as a tribute to his memory. It's called Makin' Merry with John Perry on the Old Bar Cross. A girl named Melody with Copenhagen in her lip and a blue heeler named Skunk was on the bar cross, riding for the brand. Barlow was boss of the bar cross. Melody was said to be the finest cowboy in Wyoming. Her Uncle Red was foreman and Barlow was boss. Barlow had a horse named Captain. Captain was the boss's horse. Scramble Jack would drop in from time to time and spend a few days working on the ranch, fixing fence, stacking hay, branding calves, rounding up cattle, singing to the Barlowettes. Endless line of empty wild turkey bottles. John Byrne Cook came by to take a look, shoot some film, write a book. Cattle prices didn't stay high, and Barlow was fascinated with the sky and the earth and the cosmos and life and the dead. He was no fool, went to school. Lots of books he read, ended up writing songs for the good old Grateful Dead. Went to India, went to New York City, hung with Bobby Weir, come to California, wrote some songs with Bobby. Writing songs was his job. Raising beef was like his hobby. Bought a computer, went online, tried to make it so we can speak freely on the internet without Sam listening in, or Hoover, or Camel Hump. Now he's crossed over, electronic Range Rover, eating clover on the other side, herding cattle on heaven's range, red and melody and skunk, treasure those days, sent heaven bent on a good cow horse, herding cattle on the old bar cross. See you in a little while.